This summer's been interesting. It's been productive. We've added some quality players for a good price, I think. We may have overpaid for one, but when you see him, I think you'll agree he was worth it. Will it be enough to keep us up in League One? I don't know. Let's find out. My name's FM Jellico, and this is the Return Out Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 41. Well, I wanted to start here just to show you where we are. Our initial transfer budget was 3.89 million euros, and our payroll is 134,000 euros. We're currently spending 126,000. A lot of the money came out of the transfer budget to go to the scouting budget. I always over budget on the scouting budget. When I first started in FM19, a couple saves offline and things like that, I would always run out of money in January, and I wouldn't have any after the transfer window, of course. I wouldn't have any money left, so the scouting took a nosedive. The nice thing is if it gets towards the end of the year and I want to start sending my scouts out to do some investigating, I can move money from the scouting budget to the transfer budget to the payroll and back and forth. I mean, there's a couple steps in between. The biggest difference I've noticed so far: TV rights money for League One, 12 million euros. It's something over. It's 1.2 million euros a month, give or take, depending on how many other. That's just a flat out TV fee. You'll earn more TV money when you have your games televised. So, but don't Premier clubs make close to 100 million euros just off TV revenue alone? Or am I imagining things? I'm misremembering things. That's entirely possible. It's been one of those weekends, to be honest with you. So far, we're doing okay. We're going to lose money. The question is how much? And how much will our rich owner be willing to put up with? The goal this season, avoid relegation. And what's that going to take? I'm going to look at the spreadsheet off camera here. Historically, the past 15 years in League One, you needed 40 points to avoid relegation. 38 games is 1.06 points a game, which means, frankly, it's the Lelujo ratio, plus 2. We need to have as many points as we do games. If we're over that, we're doing well. If we're under that, we're in trouble. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at the transfers. We did let some people go. We chose not to renew their contract. The most recognizable names on here are going to be Joras, Tommaso Polo, Anthony Roncaglia, Sofiane Boris Bell. The others were players I'd brought on or were youth players that just didn't improve the way I wanted him to. Ricardo Farkas is a primary example of this. Came in as 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability when we were in League 4, if I recall. Yeah, when we were in the National. That's 3rd tier. And I was hoping he could break his way into the defensive center back rotation, and he never did. He did get some games for us. He wasn't great. He wasn't subpar. I had better options, and he ended up getting loaned out, and I moved him on. It happens. Anything else? Kevin Appen, I ended up releasing. His attitude tanked, and frankly, I got done. I let him go on a free. I put him out there on transfer. There weren't any nibbles. I wasn't going to load him out because I certainly didn't want to pay him any more money if he didn't want to be here. I let him go on a free. I don't think he's been picked up by anybody. No, he's still out there. And Rafael Almeida, I let go as well. Transfer-wise, we didn't sell any players. I have a few players out on loan. Baptiste Petroni and Jackie Valero are AS Furiani. Tom Blanchard went to Red Star to be part of their rotation there. Pascal Maltese is FC Bastia Borgo. He is a starter there. On the ends, and this represents the most amount of money we've spent in the save so far. Amara B. Zomble from Strasbourg. He was on their under-19 teams. Well, Florian stepped aside, and it's really amazing how this happened. He knows he's not a good enough keeper for League One. And when Bizomble was transfer listed by request, I went after him hard. He's 19 years old, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. French international with under 21 caps already. And they weren't asking a ton of money for him. They wanted $7.5 million for him, going to $8 million on appearances. I paid half of that up front. The other half is in payments. There's a couple bonuses for international appearances and things like that. And then, as you can see, he is a very good keeper. Automatically steps into the starting lineup. He's doing really well for us. He wouldn't sign a contract without the relegation release clause. I'm not quite sure I'm a fan of that, but he's here on 7,750 euros a week, which is great for us. It works within our budget really, really well. And I think in order to keep him here, I took out any sort of if we get relegated, he's still going to get that 7,750 euros a week. He's not going to get his salary reduced. Next in, I talked about him at the end of last season. Cristiano Ronaldo, 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, defensive center back from Portugal. I really like this guy. I think he's got a good future, especially if his physicals pick up and his mentals improve as well. And frankly, honestly, if he improves across the board, he will be a very good pickup for us. Playing time is only going to help him in that regards. And he has a couple of appearances for us. He's done fairly well. He's getting some starts on the reserves as well. The other thing I like is he's capped at the under-19 level for Portugal, which I think is a good accomplishment. Comes to us on a free because Guimarães, Guimarães? You tell me, Vitório Guimarães in the Portuguese Premier League decided not to renew his contract. I had him scouted 2 years ago, and I was going to make an offer for him when I thought I had more money, especially after I lost Gresh, Angelini, and Mariano. And then Guimarães was relegated, and I thought, I have an even better chance. They chose not to renew his contract. I got him on a free. And then, in what can only be described as karma, Quincy Menig, whose name I made fun of last year before he scored a goal on us, was also available on a free. And I like this guy. It's what I get for making fun of him. He plays a really good attacking midfielder on the right. He's a very good inside forward on the left. Can fill in as striker, attacking midfielder in the center, and midfielder in the center. 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Really solid player. And I needed someone like this on the team who could fill in more than one position. I needed someone with some experience and someone who is a decent mentor, and he is. The physicals, they're solid. The mentals, again, solid. The positioning needs work, but frankly, he's 28 years old. I don't think it's going to get any better, but I can certainly try my best to work on it. The technicals, again, solid. There's nothing outstandingly bad about him, especially considering the position he plays. The 5 marking, 4 tackling, okay, but he's a winger. I love his versatility. He is getting paid a decent chunk of money. 12,500 euros a week. But it's what I had to pay to get him here. I had to give him a loyalty bonus. He has a sell-on percentage fee. He gets a bonus if we're not relegated. I may be shelling out money in the long term. Now, this is what I think is a coup of the summer transfer window. Lyle Foster comes to us from AS Monaco. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Striker, plays a really good advanced forward, a really good complete forward, is capable at the pressing forward, deflying forward positions, can also play advanced midfielder on the left. His physicals, with the exception of the agility, are really, really solid. His mentals are solid across the board. The positioning needs work, but I can definitely work on that. His technicals are pretty good. The passing is adequate. Maybe the corners and crossing, but, the dribbling, the first touch, the finishing, the technique, they are all solid. 185,000 euros. This is Lyle Foster compared to Frank. Frank he's cost us at least 500,000 euros to Milan. There's probably going to be some more bonuses paid out. Lyle is a better striker than Frank and was a third as expensive. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature, but this is a great pickup for us. I needed backup on the striker position, and as it turns out, Frank's going to be the backup. Although I've got a 4-2-4 formation I've been playing that gets them both on the field, but with Lyle, Frank, and Tell as my strikers, I think I'm fairly solid there. Another player I would consider to be a steal of the transfer window, Grant Marshman. South African international, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, midfielder, attacking midfielder, excellent box-to-box midfielder, fantastic ball-winning midfielder. His physicals, they're okay. Well, his physicals are nice. The jumping reach and the strength are both letdowns, but frankly, he's a midfielder. He's not supposed to be jumping or getting into scrums all that often. The mentals, they're great across the board. I love the 17 bravery. The concentration, decision-making, and the 15 determination are also nice. The positioning and vision, they're adequate. The teamwork and work rate are excellent as well. His off the ball is also really good. His technicals, they're pretty good for where they count. The 10 marking and 11 tackling is nice. The 12 passing and 12 technique is nice. He steps in for Parent. As much as I like Parent's 22 years old, and he hasn't improved off the 2.5 stars for the better part of 3 years now. He'll get playing time as part of the rotation. And that's one of the things I wanted to do with some of these older players who had experience. I wanted to get them in and get them in as starters. And when, the game's lost or we're playing a tough opponent and I need to rest them, I'll throw the youngsters in. I'll throw Parent in. I'll Christians to the Lions, as it were, and get them some experience that way. But the nice thing is, even if he's also on a contract that works for us, it's 9,000 euros a week. He gets a bonus if we avoid relegation. He's also got a relegation release clause that I could not get rid of. His agent put it on there, and that's really, really low. I'm really kind of upset about that. I think later on in the year, if I can get him signed a new contract, if we're doing fairly well and get rid of that, I will. But in the meantime, he's doing really well for us. And how someone 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability is only valued 275,000 euros, I'm not sure. I'm not complaining, that's for sure. Last in so far is Savkija Resik. I can't pronounce his first name. I can pronounce his last name. Plays the right side really, really well. Good defensive right back, good wing back, okay midfielder, not so hot attacking midfielder on the right, but he can certainly play there if I need him to in a pinch. Really good physicals with the exception of the jumping reach. The 17 natural fitness is great. The 10 strength is adequate. The mentals, solid across the board. For where, I would like his aggression to be nicer. I would like his bravery to be higher. His positioning, I can work on. But everything else is great. The concentration's nice. The decision-making's nice. The determination's nice. The anticipation is a bonus as well. I mean, it's in the blue, which for me is 11 to 15, which is nice. The technicals, they're a bit lackluster. The penalty taking, the technique, the finishing. I'm more worried about the technique than anything else, and I'm currently working on training that, I believe. The passing of 10 is nice. The crossing of 10 is okay. Now the passing of 10 is just okay as well. The 9 marking and 11 tackling really kind of let him down. But I'm hoping his athleticism will cover for that. He comes in because I needed a backup for Sasha at the defensive right back position. Currently, Sasha's backup is No. But I have No starting up at the attacking midfielder right position more often than not because I'm retraining him there, and I think he will be a very good attacking midfielder in the future once he becomes really comfortable with the position. So, Sasha and Resik and Mabai can slot over on the right as well, but I wanted someone better than Mabai because he's my starting defensive center back. It was a good price. 500,000 euros for someone who's 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, 24 years old, international experience, had some very good seasons at Sarajevo. I'm not complaining about this signing at all. It may be a little bit expensive, but we've got a little bit of a buffer. And that's one of the things I'm very happy with. Yeah, I may have overpaid for Bizamble, but I had to get him. I mean, even if he stays at 4-star current ability in League One, he will be a solid keeper for us for years to come, assuming I can hold on to him, which I think I can. That said, There's only about a week left in the transfer window. I don't know that we're going to make any more transfer moves. I'm wary of making them just to make them. I've got what I think are quality first-team starters in most positions and good youngsters in the positions that don't have older first-team starters, and I'm okay with that. I've got veterans I can bring in off the bench to take their place should they falter. And it's possible we're going to falter quite a bit if the first few games of the season are anything to go by. The friendlies were okay. One of the things I'm still struggling with, and I have to go to the right screen here, is our reputation has not gone up that much. I haven't spent any money on training facilities or youth facilities. Those are just average. Our estimated value has gone up. Our finances were rich. Now they're just secure. That's slightly bothersome to me. I had more than a few players I tried going after this offseason, still didn't want to come to us because of our reputation. It's annoying. I think we need to have at least one good year in League One for that to go up. And the only thing I'm really spending money on is data facilities, because we didn't start out with any. I mean, our data facility was literally a teenager sitting on his couch with his laptop with a subscription to Orta, and he was feeding us information that way. I think the stadium's old, but it's adequate. I think I would like to improve the training facilities and the youth facilities. I want us to be a lot more successful than we are now, and that would mean an extended run in League One before I do anything stadium-related. Right now, I believe we're renting it. I think maybe buying it would be an option, and then upgrading, or if we get to the point where we're pulling in our maximum crowds for a couple of years, I might make the offer. It depends on the ownership status. Anyhow, back to the schedule. Our friendlies, they weren't the toughest. They weren't the easiest. RC Grass, that was a really rotated side that we played against. So we were then, our first game was away at Guingamp, and we drew with them 1-1 thanks to a Queens United goal in the 77th minute. We were then home against OGC Nice, and we sold the stadium out. 17,280 people. Grant Marshman, who had just recently joined the club, had a brace of goals, 21st and 43rd minutes, to give us the win. And then we played PSG. And oh my God, it was a whooping. There's just no way to put it. I watched the game on extended highlights because I am a glutton for punishment. And they are so fast. They are so technically proficient. They just ran circles around my guys. And we couldn't do anything. I was hoping we would at least put up a credible fight. PSG had 22 shots, 13 on target, no woodwork hits, 2 clear-cut chances, a 55% possession advantage. We had 4 shots, 2 on target, playing this 4-2-4 formation. I had 3 players in below 6.0 or 6.0 or worse. I mean, the best ranking was Mathis Leroy, who came on as a substitute in the 66th minute. He was a 6'8", but I think that was because he wasn't on the field long enough for his score to go down. Everybody on PSG was, Pavlenka was a 7'2", but everyone else on their squad was an 8 or better. Milinkovic-Savic had a brace of goals. Kessie had a goal. Safari had a goal. Galamois had a goal. Look at this kid. 21 years old, 4.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I mean, he's head and shoulders better than anyone I have on my team right now. But one of the nice things was, going up to League One, our staff size was greatly increased. We added a bunch of coaches, we added a lot more scouts, and this happened for the reserve squad and the under-19 squad. And the nice thing, and this is actually, how's the best way to put this? It's interesting. The under-19s aren't in an organized league because they were relegated out of the under-19 division they were in. Now, I had this happen to me in my Dunkirk save in FM19, but it was for my reserve team. That really kind of hurt me. It's not hurting me here because I have my under-19 coach responsible for scheduling the under-19 games. He's not going to schedule them the same day as the reserve games. As a result, even though players like Brigado and Leroy are shown on this, they're not playing for them. And the vast majority of these youth players are getting first team playing time as part of the reserve squad, because my reserve squad is in the National 2. They got promoted out of the National 3 last year, which was really, really cool. So as you can see, they were promoted last year. They beat our affiliate by 2 points. So now instead of being in the National 3, they're in the National 2, playing the likes of the Havre reserves, the Olympic Lyon reserves, Montpellier reserves, Olympic Marseille reserves, RC Lens reserves, OGC Nice reserves, Monaco reserves. They're going to get playing time against some very good players. And I'm hoping that players like Christophe Roland, Stephen Horn, Origi, all my 5-star potential guys, it's my hope that they all improve by at least a star with all this game time they're getting. We'll have to see if that happens. So, where are we at? I need to go to senior matches. Up next, we are home against Stade Malherbe Caen, and they have been a fairly good team the past couple of seasons. They finished 8th last year. They were 12th the year before that. They were promoted from League 2 in 2020-2021 as a result of winning the promotion playoff. And that's after they lost the promotion playoff in 2019-2020. They finished 13th. They're a good mid-table club. This year, they are predicted to finish, and I'm going to open the spreadsheet up on the other monitor here, but I'm not going to pull it across because I haven't finished editing it yet. They're predicted to finish 12th. So it's going to be a good test for us. I'm hoping the boys can bounce back from the spanking PSG gave us in a positive manner. So I'm going to go through, check the best 11 and my reserves. And we're going to be back with a match against Caen in just a bit. Well, today we are playing Stade Malherbe Caen. We are playing our 4-3. Well, it's a 4-3-3. That's what I know it as. Zamble in goal, Brigado, Altari, Mabai, and Sasha as the defensive back four. Soldevilla as the defensive midfielder behind Bernardi and Marjman. Menig and Frank are the attacking midfielders, and Foster is up top as the striker. One of the other things I absolutely loved about Florian was I knew he wasn't going to be the starter anymore. That meant he could no longer be the captain. And I went to him and said, look, I'm taking the captaincy away from you. I think we've got better options. And his response was, yeah, I agree. And now Sasha is our captain. He was the recommendation of the coaches. And, I agree with him. 15 teamwork, 14 leadership. He's on the field all the time. Why wouldn't he be? Now, this formation is a little bit different than the 4-3-3 I almost always play, and that's simply because of the players involved. Menig's better on the right than he is the left, but he's a really good inside forward on the left. Frank is better on the left than he is the right, but he's left-footed, so he's a better inside forward on the right. I realize saying that out loud, that doesn't make a lick of sense, but it works. Bernardi is a really good attacking center mid. Marjman is an excellent ball-winning midfielder. Soldevilla, who is 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability now, is a 19-year-old defensive midfielder, is a great deep-lying playmaker. So we've got Queensy attacking, Frank on support, Brigada supporting Queensy, and Sasha is on automatic, which means this role seems to work best for him. It worked really well for him last year. We'll see how it does in League One. Now, this is our 4th game of the League One season. We're already sitting on 4 points. So if we lose, theoretically we're okay. I would much rather draw. Yeah, we drew a lot last year. And Marjman pulled a groin. Sympathy pain right there. Parent's going to come on as a box-to-box. That's a quick first half. I literally blinked and we're 40 minutes in. Well, that was a quick first half. No highlights whatsoever, other than the opening kickoff, which I edited out. We've got 6 shots, 3 on target. They've had 9 shots, 3 on target. They've had the possession advantage as well. Okay. Second half, kickoff highlight. Tomasin to Tangara. And it ends. Giebert from the corner, where he chased the ball down. Bernardi sends it up after Altieri knocked it out, but it goes right to Kahn. They loft a shot over. Looks like Zamble touched it before it went out of bounds. Giovanni with the corner kick in. Bernardi knocks it out. Torment at top of the box. Back out to Giovanni. Sends it in, but it's knocked away by... Well, it's not knocked away exactly. It bounces off a Bastia player, and the highlight ends. Another full stadium. Sasha on the throw-in to Frank. Taps it up to Parent, who's dispossessed. Is that a foul? Is that a penalty inside the box? He's going to run all the way over to the VAR. Well, to paraphrase Dr. Benji, the computer is going to decide whether or not the computer made an error in calling the penalty. Outside the box, free kick. Just barely outside the box. Okay. Who's going to take this? Last year it was Almeida. Bernardi's going to send it in. Knocked away. Frank's going to run it down. Holds it up. Back out to Sotavia. Across to Bernardi. Oh, why would you end it there? Frank's going to come off. Diallo's going to come on. He's going to switch sides with Queensy, so they are both playing their natural positions. Put them both back on wingers. And Leroy is going to come on and replace Brigado. 15 minutes left. Not a lot of highlights. Fairly even game, stats-wise. We've had more shots on target than they've had. None of us have had any clear chances. Khan has a slight possession advantage. Jiku for Khan. Holds the ball up to Gilbert, over to Tomasin, to Basuma. Oh, challenges. Diaz has it. Bounces it off Sotavia, who gets the rebound, sends it to Leroy, up to Diallo. Over to Sotavia, who drives forward. Long pass into space, but Gilbert's going to run it down before Foster can get there. Mourinho, up to Thomason. Over to Basuma. Long pass. Oh, Nicholas got behind the defenders. And Zamble with a nice save. Guitain with the corner kick in. Sends it in. Jiku knocks it back to Diaz. Drives right. Bounces it off a player. Jiku again. Back out to Guitain. Sends it in. And Zamble plucks that from the air. Well done. 4 minutes of extra time. Oh, Basume, free kick from outside the box. Zamble with a nice stop. Rolls it out to Sotavia. Out to Queensy on the right. Oh, gets by the one player. Over to Parent, to Bernade, to Foster, to Diallo. Back out to Leroy. Can he cross it in? Can we get a late goal? Nope. Basuma gathers the ball, sends it up to Nicholas. Crosses the field. Oh, to Torman. Oh, nice save by Mabaye. Well done. Well, 12 shots, 8 on target for us, 15 shots, 6 on target for Khan. They had the possession advantage. That was a pretty solid performance. I'm not upset by that in the least. It's a draw, which is not a loss. We got a point. Competition this year, the board expects us to finish in League One, which means avoiding relegation. 10th round of the French Cup, 4th round of the Coupe de la Ligue. Those are both eminently doable. It's going to be the tough one. And there's just no two ways about it. We got to keep ahead of the Kev Ratio. We're ahead of it now. 4 games played, we've got 5 points. As long as we keep doing that, we'll be doing well. And it'll probably be squeaky bum time close to the end of the season. But we're gonna do what we can. The other nice thing is we don't play until the French Cup 9th round because we're in League One now. I haven't seen anything on the Coupe de la Ligue yet. We're probably not going to have that draw at least for another few weeks. So the plan then is we're going to come back to play Lorient. I think somewhere in between here, our next Coupe. You know what? Let me do this real quick. OM. Senior squad schedule. Last season. Coupe League 4th round. December? Okay. Well, maybe we're not playing till the 4th round. That would be around here, around the PSG game. Well, that's nice. We get both our games against PSG out of the way early. Yeah, we're still going to come back for Lorient. They're one of the teams at the lower end of the table. I think we'll be able to do a job against them. So, episode's a little bit long, but I think it was well worth it. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. Interested in your feedback of the transfers. Did I do a good job? Did I get value for money? Do you think we'll be able to finish in League One this year? That's the big question. It's going to be tough. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be an interesting journey, that's for sure. My name's FM19, and I thank you for watching The Return of Gloria with SC Bastia, episode 41.